Kia ora and welcome to the New Zealand Quilt Show. This is my Christchurch Quilt Symposium 2017 final roundup podcast. Even though we're into April 2018, I've had a really busy few months with a month's holiday. We've sold the boat that I lived on and moved into an apartment, and I moved out of my studio because I had room in the apartment to put up my studio, and now we've decided to move out of the apartment and we're buying a house. So it's been a really busy few months for me, so I apologise that I haven't podcasted, but I reckon I've saved some of the best till last for this symposium roundup. This episode you'll hear from the Towrags, and to find out what that name stands for you'll have to listen. You'll also hear me talk to Catherine Davis-Colley, who is from SewEzi, the wonderful sewing table designer, and she's now international and exports her tables all around the world. I speak to Kathy Anso and Linda Ray, who are students of Nancy Crowe. Nancy Crowe's been to New Zealand a few times now, and Kathy organised an exhibition of some of Nancy Crowe's students, New Zealand students' work, which was pretty awesome to see. I speak to Glenn, who's the managing director of Bernina, and last but not least, I speak to Catherine MacDonald, who was the convener of the Christchurch Quilt Symposium, who I reckon needs a medal because she is an amazing person, and she had a fantastic team working with her, but you know, you really need to pat Catherine on the back for putting up her hand again. She's done it for the second time now, and it was an awesome event. So stay tuned for all of that. What else have I been up to? Not much. As I said, I've been really busy, and I've been working on getting my stitching mojo back. And what's worked for me to do that is taking baby steps, just doing a regular practice, small amounts, some easy projects, and making sure that my space was set up, my studio space, getting it properly set up so that I could work in it, really helped in getting me back regularly into the studio. So hopefully, once we shift house and I have my studio set up again, I'll be able to do some even more regular practice and have some more beautiful artwork to share with you on the blog. And today I just came back from the Whangarei Quilt Club exhibition. Whangarei is a town about an hour away from me. It was almost more than an hour today because the weather was so atrocious. It rained the whole drive down to Whangarei. But perfect day for attending an exhibition, and I really had quite a lot of fun. It's a good all-round exhibition. There's some smaller satellite groups who have some interesting exhibitions to share, and then there's challenges. They have the club's challenges on display. They have some merchants. They have a little cafe area where you can have a cup of tea and a piece of cake. They have lots of raffles. They have a special guest exhibitor, and this year it was Petra Pilkington, who does some fabulous, quite layered, painted abstract works. And they have, it was a good all-round quilt show. So I had fun with that, and that's they hold that every second year. So not next year, but the year after that. What's that? 2020 will be the next one. Right, let's get into the guests for today, and I promise that I've got some great guests lined up for the rest of the year. You'll hear from me more regularly now often, so enjoy. So I'm here with the Towrags, and Towrags stands for Totally Organised Women Religiously Attending Group Stitching, and they're an incredibly well-known group of women in New Zealand, maybe not quite so well overseas, but they're about to become. So I'm standing in the oh my gosh, amazing great hall. What are we? The Arts Centre.
Yeah.
In front of their award-winning quilt, which is called People of Colour, and it won the Power of Two Merit Award. So Jeanie is going to... We've got Jeanie, we've got Debra, we've got Sheryl, we've got Irene, we've got Gaynor, and who are we missing?
Pat and Ngaire.
Okay, so hello Pat and Ngaire. I'm sure you're going to listen to this. Jeanie's going to tell us what it is about because it is kind of her quilt.
The girls asked me what I'd like to have for a Big O birthday that's coming up.
Big O, you're not going to tell us which O birthday?
Nah. It's next year. I said that I wanted a self-portrait quilt, and I had an idea for a cartoon picture. We had to, as we see ourselves. And so they liked it so much that they decided we should make it early and try and submit it for Symposium. And we bought the fabric together. We wanted something quite bold and 60, 70-ish kind of fabric, colours.
Lots of impact.
Yeah, and we had a work day to sketch and cut and assemble to make sure we're on track, coherent, and then we went away and made the blocks individually. We had to throw in a couple of pets that like to join the quilting process because we needed 9 squares.
So the quilt itself, it is what would you call it? It's a layout of a 9 patch. Yes. It's a layout of nine blocks, and there is a portrait in each square with this really bold black and white striped sashing. And each quilt is kind of almost a caricature of they made me pick out who was who from the squares, and I got a lot of them right. So who drew who?
We drew ourselves.
Oh, you drew yourself?
Yeah, self-portrait.
Oh, Irene didn't. So Irene is... What would you call her? The queen bee?
Yeah. Number one.
Number one Towrag.
That's right.
Yeah.
Irene, did you know they were going to put you in the middle with a crown on your head?
I knew the crown would be there probably, but I didn't like the mouth.
It is beautiful. So Irene, you're actually the mother of...
Debra.
And Sheryl.
And godmother.
She's my godmother.
And godmother of Gaynor as well. So Jeanie, how did you meet these lovely lasses?
I was friendly with Gaynor and we were stitching together. Gaynor met Irene and Irene was related to these two. And so we eventually were all at Capital Quilters and we knew each other and we sort of liked each other, but it all happened when we entered a 9-patch challenge, and we so enjoyed meeting together over that we decided that we better meet more regularly. Going to club.
And how long ago was that?
16 years.
Oh, only 16 years? You guys are babies. What are you talking about?
No, we drink wine every Tuesday, and we sew, and we eat. These guys
not everybody.
These guys are bakers, and I wasn't a baker. I've been really challenging. I've had to step up to be able to bake for them.
So, can I just say, how many awards did your group win at Symposium? Has anyone counted them all up?
Just 4.
Only 4?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey, you guys are losing your touch.
We did win some good ones.
Okay, does someone want to list them for me? Can someone remember them all?
Jeanie won Best Traditional Quilt.
Yep.
I won
Sheryl?
Best Contemporary Quilt. Sheryl and I won Best Group Quilt.
And that's Debra and Sheryl, okay.
Yep.
And the Towrags.
We all did that one.
Yeah. So, did you have a good night that night then?
We did.
It was great.
Lots of fun.
Fabulous. Well, thank you very much for talking to me. And you guys have such a rich story about there is things like a solo exhibition. What else? There's the Fringe Festival. I mean, there is so much there that I am going to have to somehow get to talk to you on a full-on episode. So just tuck that in the back of your minds. I will be back.
Okay. Thank you, Charlotte.
So I've made it round to Catherine Davis-Colley, who is the designer
of
SewEzi, and we all know SewEzi Table. And if you listen to my last episode, you heard Gloria Loftman talk about the wonders of her multiple SewEzi tables. So it's really cool to be here and see you with your... Yeah, how many SewEzi table designs have you got now?
We've got 2 actual tables, and for your sewing machine, we've got an accessory table which doesn't take your sewing machine, but that's just to sit beside or to increase your sewing space. But our new product is our big super cutting and design table, and it's a collapsible variable height cutting and design table, and it's been really popular here.
Variable height, how easy is it to vary the height?
When you assemble it, you set the height that's required. It does take 8 screws to adjust it, but most people would set it up for one height that is appropriate to them.
For them,
yeah.
Awesome.
And our big news is that we're celebrating 15 years of SewEzi.
No way,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. We're sponsoring Happy Hour tomorrow night, and we're going to have a cake, and we're going to give away a portable sewing room.
Oh, okay. I'm coming to Happy Hour tomorrow. So what are people coming up to you and saying to you at this show about SewEzi?
Basically that it has changed the way they sew. It gives them comfort, they can sew longer, they're comfortable, it drops their shoulders, they're sitting in a more ergonomic position. Mm. But the key thing is it's just the comfort and the whole idea of your machine being flat. Yeah. It means that your fabric throws, through more softly.
Absolutely,
you don't get drag, you don't get tired, you get better sewing because there's no tension of your fabric going up and down over your machine.
I have to say, for me, I've had one for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
My husband bought it for me for a birthday present, and it has to be the best birthday present ever, but it made a huge difference to the quality of free motion quilting that I got.
Totally, because you've got that large flat surface. And even if you don't have a SewEzi table, that is the key of you getting the movement around. You need a flat surface. So that means that your machine arm is flat with your tabletop.
Yeah.
And whether you achieve that with a SewEzi table or another product, that is the key around how you work, because your fabric moves and glides around the needle. It allows you to draw. Yeah.
So how has the SewEzi table changed from the original design that you launched 15 years ago?
The legs have become round.
Is that all?
Pretty much. The original table is the legs were square on the first ones. I don't know if anybody bought those in the South Island. There are a limited amount of 30 and they're probably around Whangarei, but they have square legs. And the other thing that has changed is in the portable table, when Jeanie brought out their really big machines, we suddenly realised after 2 years of having SewEzi that the machine companies were going to big machines, and we had to do. So the original machines are tables are slightly narrower in the back. They still take all our inserts and everything, but they are slightly narrower, whereas the new tables now are wider in the back. And the other thing that we've done in the last year is we've now made an XL top for the Grand, which is this table, because the machine companies are still making wider machines.
Yeah, bigger, better, better.
Bigger, better. And so to accommodate with the market, we have actually adjusted our products. Because when we first made the first SewEzi, big machines weren't even a place in the market. And now, big machines are such a large part of the marketplace.
Yeah. And you've got pretty little purple corners.
Yeah, we've got pretty little purple, and they are causing mayhem because they're actually packaging. And we designed them for FedEx because they were throwing our tables still and breaking them. And
no.
Exactly. They actually break on impact. But we've had so many people saying they want them as an additional extra. We're probably going to, I can say this now, we're probably going to release them to the general marketplace. They won't be guaranteed, they'll be cheap but able to be replaced because they are designed to fracture on impact to protect your table. So if your table's dropped or within a box. So yes, that's what the pretty little purple things are. And since Houston last November, we've had numerous requests from people who don't have the pretty little purple corners wanting them. So that will be something that we will release on our Facebook page and our email list in a couple of weeks' time to let people know how we're going to do that. Yeah.
How proud are you that a New Zealander from Whangarei, not even from the big city, has made this product that is worldwide and so popular?
It is pretty amazing because I am one of the few women in the industry. There's lots of women selling fabric, there's lots of women printing, but in the actual engineering and industrial side of the sewing industry, there's nobody else. It really is. It blows me away, considering that 99% of the consumers in our industry are women. There's very few women in the manufacturing of the products that women use. So I'm immensely proud about that. I'm immensely proud that I live in Whangarei. I run this operation from my lounge, but we are having the process of having a new office. So that's very exciting. But for me, it's the fact that I like solving problems. So all my products are the result of solving problems. And it gives me so much pleasure to be able to solve problems and make solutions for people. And that's what SewEzi is about, is solving problems. But I am very proud to be here. I'm also really proud of Dave, because when we came up with the idea, I wasn't keen to make it a business. It was solving a problem. I had 4 friends, we quilted, we were young mums, we moved around and we wanted to take and sew as a group. And he said to me, I think this idea will work. I think we could sell this internationally. And then what was so funny is that we went to a class and the 4 of us were at with these tables, and Gloria was the tutor. And she said to me, where did you get this table? And I said, my husband made it. And that was a year before the 2003 symposium here. And when she turned up in 2003 here, I put a SewEzi in her classroom for her. And she was blown away. She said, I said you'd do it. But no, I'm really proud. I'm really proud of Dave, because he does all the engineering and solves all the actual technical aspects. But the original design that I came up with in 2000 that we've got framed on the back of a refill paper is pretty much exactly what the portable table is still today.
Great. A great idea that you've ran with, and
And also the thing that we do is we try and keep it as simple as possible. At least moving parts. And the other thing is durability and strength and robustness, because I'm naturally a clumsy and rough person, and so the product has to cope
You're
with
the best tester.
I'm the best tester. The best tester.
Awesome.
Exactly.
So where can people find out more about SewEzi sewing tables?
The best place for people to go is SewEzi.com or our Facebook page, or they can follow us on Instagram. If you just put SewEzi in on your search engine, there's lots of different options coming up here.
SewEzi is spelled
SEWEZI.
with no hyphen.
No hyphen, nothing. You can just put SewEzi in there.
Thank you for talking to me today, Catherine. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming and talking to me, Charlotte. So lovely to see you.
So I'm speaking to Kathy Anso, who is... Would you like to explain who you are, Kathy, and what you're doing here?
So I've curated an exhibition of women who have been studying with Nancy Crowe for at least one of her visits to New Zealand. Some people have been for her 3 visits this decade.
And so these are all finished works, and we've got quite a range of people who are exhibiting. How many people are exhibiting?
So there's 16 quilters here, and there's 18 works, and half of them are Kiwis and half of them are Australians.
And so the Australians have travelled...
They bring their fabric by plane, so they have to make much more careful fabric choices than we do. We bring 5 banana boxes each, and we each drive in great big convoys of cars with 5 banana boxes of fabric each.
Because I know that's one thing about Nancy Crowe, is that she does demand that you bring a huge palette to work with.
There was an American woman just out there, and she said to me, do you guys have to have the same amount? My golly. So she was boggling.
So how was it hanging the exhibition? Because these works, I mean, as you walk in, it's a small space. They're quite large works, and they are full of colour and life and movement. So how did you make decisions of what to hang where?
It was a little pragmatic about what you would see along sight lines. And for the people who are able to attend, we just gave it a slightly higher priority because they're coming as well. Very pragmatic and larger works. It wasn't as classy as next door, where it's all in colour wash and things like that.
So can you take me to one of... You've got a work hanging here? Let's go and look at that.
Mine's quite different from the others. Mine's the only pictorial work.
Okay.
Well, like straight out pictures. So that's me there.
Ah, fabulous. Okay, so let's describe this for our viewers.
So I have a set of 3 pairs of legs, and it's not just cotton, it's upholstery fabric and pattern fabric, whereas most people's are solids, and mine is deliberately telling a story. That's the nature of what I like to do. So my one is called Pass On the Mojo, and so the first small pair of legs are the same person as a child, and they're wearing the same socks. And the largest person at the front, the oldest person, is wearing the shoes because the person has passed on the essence of who they are from as a child to an adult to an elderly person.
Right, and it is big, bold, graphic piecing, and it's. I like the way how we've got that very clear perspective across the quilt. So, why would you have taken a Nancy Crowe workshop?
I wanted to learn to design, so I got a very fertile imagination. And now with the skills she's given me about design, I can actually, if it's in my head, I can now create it.
Right.
And that feels so freeing. Mm-hmm. Feels awesome.
Mm-hmm. And where next in your sort of design process, what have you got in your head that you're working on at the moment?
I'm coming up to my first solo show, and I've had a lot of spiritual images over time, and I've never been able to embody them in some medium. They've stayed in my head, and so now sometimes they're topical, sometimes they're political, but at least half of them are spiritual, and it's so enjoyable to be able to show people something that's in my imagination and has sat there a long time.
Mm-hmm. Not dealing with the frustration of trying to convey exactly what you want and compromising on what you want to show because you haven't got those design skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes perspective, sometimes ends up more abstract than I intended by the time it's pieced.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Can we just wander down this way?
Can I introduce?
Yes.
This is Linda Ray, and this is her work here, and she was the person about hanging it looking nice, and this is her work, so you might want to just
Awesome.
talk to her a little.
Thanks, Linda. I will. I'm recording for the New Zealand Quilt Show podcast.
You should have told me that before.
Don't worry, I can edit so we can cut this little bit out of. Well, can we look at? Can I ask you a few questions? Don't worry, it's nothing too hard. Yeah, cool. So, Linda, let's talk about your work.
Yes.
How would we describe this to our listeners? You have curved shapes in here.
Yes, and it's quite graphic.
It is. I think all the works are quite big and bold and graphic, but you have these two sort of curved shapes right in the centre of the quilt, I suppose, made up of two halves, almost seed poddish. Where were you going with this?
It was just really part of a series, so this is the second one of just the shapes that I was playing with, really.
And what did you want to achieve with it? Did you have a vision in your mind when you started, or
No,
is it?
Not really.
I
just do it as I go along, and when I like the look of it, sew it together. It just grows, and it's anything in particular. I just like
So it's
the
abstract.
shapes.
It's purely abstract work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you go to a Nancy Crowe class for?
Oh, to extend the way that I'm working and change the way that I'm working, learn more about colour and design.
Mm-hmm. And did you come away with what you expected?
Oh, and more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you'd recommend it to anyone?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, anyone that wants to learn and grow in their work and work in a quite often it pushes you, it definitely pushes your boundaries and gets you working in a different way.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so you'll continue with this sort of shape?
I like the curved shape, yes.
Right.
Yep, and the bold graphic colours.
Cool.
But I'm trying out, I like to try different things all the time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So,
Okay, so I'm standing here in the Merchants Mall and with the major sponsor of the Christchurch Quilt Symposium 2017, and it is Glenn Singleton. Glenn. So how do you get on in Aussie? Glenn. Okay.
I was just trying to avoid Australians.
Right. Oh, sorry, Aussies, they all listen, you know. But so do the Americans, and so does everybody. So anyway, Glenn Mr. Singleton from Bernina.
Hello, Charlotte.
How's it going? How's
It's been
Symposium
good.
been?
I mean, they're a big tiring thing for us. It's a long time. We started on the Monday. It's the last Monday, and we'll finish up tomorrow and Wednesday. By the time we get our now 286 machines out of the classrooms.
Yeah, because you are not just a merchant here, you are supplying all the hire machines for all of the classes. So 286?
286 we got up to. I think we worked out 1.2 kilometres of duct tape, holding the 120 extension leads, and I think it's 130 multi-boxes in the classroom. So it's a huge exercise for us.
It is. How many? What's your team down here?
We have 6 of us down here. So we've got 3 technicians, Julie, our educator, Rebecca, the long arm, and me.
Mm-hmm. And you are?
Managing Director.
On your name tag it says, thinks he's the boss.
That's right, because Julie will actually tell you that she really calls the shots around here, and I just do as I'm told.
Right. Now, you're leaning on the massive big long arm, so that's a relatively new sort of thing for Bernina. Can you tell us about the Q20 and the Q24?
Sure, we've been in the long arm industry now for 2.5 years, so we launched at the previous symposium actually in Palmerston North, and so it's been a little bit of an evolution for us. The Q20, we started off with a really strong but expensive table on that, so we've now got a lower cost table available for the Q20, so I've had that product's evolved. The Q24, which we have on a frame, we've now got 3 different sizes. We've got an 8-foot, a 10-foot and a 12-foot frame for this.
And this is a 12-foot that we're standing?
Yes it is, yeah.
Yeah, because it's huge.
And then we have now the automation software, so we've got it computerised, so you can then set up designs and essentially just pretty much walk away from it and then roll your quilt on when you need to put the next lot on. So for people who use it as a business, it certainly gives them another avenue and a much easier way of doing, I guess, your standard quilts, so just not your customs, although then you can do a custom on the software and just be really accurate with your stitching on there.
So now you've also got your range of other smaller domestic machines. What's the new big thing?
The new big thing for us, the new big thing comes out next year.
Oh, am I allowed to know about that?
No. Next year's our 125th anniversary, so
Serious?
It's 125 years since
Wow.
since Carl Gagoff started up this company in Switzerland. So it's a big year for us. We've got a few things happening next year. And if I tell you now, it'll spoil the surprises.
So watch this space.
Absolutely, but we'll be doing a bit of a roadshow around all of our stores around the country throughout next year. So we've got a few exciting things to launch, and so they'll start to come on stream probably from about March next year.
Great.
So some really cool things happening, and it's nice to be able to get around the country. And one of the good things about Symposium is we get to see a lot of our customers, and we've been really happy with the response so far. That most people have been really happy with the classrooms and how we've been able to help out even non-Bernina customers as well. We've got our team of technicians, so we've been doing a few repairs on other machines as well where we can. So if we can help anybody, we have, and that's a big part of what we do here. So it is far more than just a sponsorship for us. It really is a support service for Symposium, from the hire machines to the technical area of the technicians, and then our public face, I guess, is in the merchant mall, but it's really a very small part of what we do.
And you've been with the Symposium for a long time now. Do you know offhand how many symposiums Bernina has been supporting?
I don't know. It's been a lot, I know that, and of course we've done the mini symposiums in between as well.
Right.
So it's a huge commitment that we make to the quilting industry, because a lot of quilters do have Bernina machines as their first choice, and it's a way of us giving back to that and providing this help and support to the symposium committees as well, because it's a big exercise to undertake. And the classrooms, it takes us 2 days to set them up, and then of course we have to pack down and service all those machines as well. So we don't get out of here usually until late tomorrow night.
Have there been any disasters? No dropped machines?
Actually, we've been pretty lucky so far. We did have one broken machine at the last symposium where it kissed the side of a desk. It didn't like that too much. The touchscreen got a little bit touchy. But no, everything's actually gone really well. Even in the technical area, the guys haven't had too many machines of participants to look at. So it's been really good. Everyone's been looking after their machines, obviously taking them in for their pre-symposium checks, just to make sure that when they do get here, everything's going to work perfectly. So we've only had a handful of machines that we've actually looked at, even in the tech area. So the boys over there, they've had a pretty cruisy time of it.
Lots of coffee drinking instead.
We brought our own coffee machines, so we didn't have to queue up.
No. So How about you? How many symposiums have you been involved in now?
This is my third, including the mini, because I'm a relative newcomer to Bernina. So I got to cut my teeth in Palmerston North, and at that time I was on the tech side of things. And so it was quite good having done the symposiums from both the technical side and now I guess from the sales and organisational side. It gives me a really, really good idea about what goes on in the background to run all aspects of it, from coordinating the machines in the classrooms to actually cabling up the classrooms. So there's a couple of us that go grovelling around on the floor for the first couple of days, putting all the extension leads and everything down. And then we have a team of really cool helpers. So we had a lovely bunch of girls from Middleton Grange School here in Christchurch, plus a couple of my friends' kids came along as well. So we had 10 helpers doing that for us as well, moving the machines around, and tonight they come on board.
It's just a mammoth effort, really, isn't it?
It is an enormous effort, but it's cool. I think because we've done it so long, for us it's just second nature. We just know what we need to do. We come in and we just get everything done.
So Symposium 2019, you will be involved?
Well, we're hoping to be involved in the next one, certainly. Of course, that's up to Judy and the team in Auckland. But we'd certainly like to be involved in the next symposium, that's for sure. From as much, to make sure the event runs really, really smoothly.
You've just got that experience.
It is, and I look at our team. Hans, has been involved in every symposium we've done, so he would be the one who knows. Julie, pretty much as well. Colin, I would say, has. Jeremy, Rebecca, and I were kind of the new entrants on the block. And it's just having that knowledge and knowing that nothing's insurmountable. Whatever people throw at us, we can usually make it happen. Minimal fuss, and just the number one thing is for us to make sure that the symposium runs smoothly, the classrooms run smoothly, people's machine rentals, they have what they want, they have the right feet, they have all the accessories that they need for the classes. So it's not just the machines, every tutor's got their different requirements for the classes too.
Absolutely,
So,
twin needles or whatever.
It might be walking feet, they might want 3 different feet from what the machine comes with, so then we have to make sure we've got those feet here for the class. One was doing bobbin works, we had to have a spare bobbin case, screwdriver, bobbins for those, walking feet. Some use our stitch regulator in their classes, so every class has a different setup. And so for us it's making sure that we've got all of that covered, so each night we print off our requirements for the next day, go around making sure we've got the right number of machines in the class, the right feet for that particular class.
So what time does the day finish for you?
The time we get back to our room at night can be anywhere up to 10 o'clock, so we kick in at 7:30 in the morning. We normally finish up here by about 7:30, and then of course we have to then have a wine at the end of the night just to debrief, go for dinner. So they're huge days for us. So a normal day is 12 hours. Tonight we'll be here probably till 10 o'clock. And then we'll be back here again 8 o'clock tomorrow morning just to finish off. So this is our worst day of the whole symposium, because we've got to pack up the classrooms, pack up our stand at the Merchant Mall, service the machines, and so today is the massive day for us. So by Thursday, I think if you rang Bernina on Thursday, you might struggle to get any of us on the phone.
You might have the zombies going.
Absolutely.
The zombie look. So now, is there anything that you want to tell our listeners, because this is a worldwide listenership, about Bernina that you want to share?
I think for us it's really, it's a big thank you actually for everyone who's made the 124 years so far of Bernina possible. We're a little bit different in that we're a family-owned company, so we're not part of a big sort of international conglomerate. We are a family-owned, family-run company back in Switzerland, and to be able to go for the 124 years, we still are based in a small Swiss town, so we're very much stuck to our roots, and we do what we do, and we do it really, really well. But we're really looking forward to next year when we do get some innovations, some more innovations coming through on the machine. So it's a little bit of watch this space.
Absolutely.
In terms of Bernina, but really just a big thank you for everyone with the last 124 years. I'm lucky here in New Zealand to represent Bernina as a brand. I've been in the industry for 15 years, but I come from somewhere else, and Bernina's always been, I guess, the aspirational brand. It's the brand that everybody wants to own, because we focus just on really the quality of the machine, and that's what we're known for, and that's what we'll never go away from.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for talking to me
You're
today,
welcome, Charlotte.
Jim, and hopefully I'll see you in 2019.
Hopefully. Cheers.
Catherine MacDonald, the convener of the Christchurch Symposium 2017. We're on the last day, aren't we?
We certainly are.
How's it been?
It's been brilliant.
Yeah?
No, it's been great. It's been a lot of work, but everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no niggliness or anything. Everybody's enjoyed it. The carnival was a highlight. That was unbelievable. Just everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're happy?
I'm very happy.
Are you exhausted?
I am shattered.
Yeah, because you're also running a store here.
Yes.
Nelly Textiles, which
Nelly
we've talked about before, with your hand-treated fabric.
Yes.
What do you call it?
Hand-treated.
Yeah, because it's not just dyed.
Yeah.
It's treated as well.
It's treated. It's rusted and it's roasted and it's indigoed and it's dyed and it's stamped and it's stenciled or any combination thereof.
Yeah, fabulous. And that's been going well as well?
Yes, no, it's gone good.
Yeah,
really well.
And your wonderful team?
Oh, they've just been simply amazing. They just don't stop.
Yeah, they don't.
They just don't stop. They're absolutely shattered, and all the tutors, we're in the hotel with the tutors. They are just amazed. It's all run by volunteers.
Yeah.
And we're having people from Australia saying, why don't we have it over there? Yeah.
Oh, and if you're...
No. I'm not going to organise one in Australia, no.
Right, we'll just put that out there for anyone who's got little thoughts in their head.
Yes, I've done it twice.
Yeah.
It's somebody else's turn.
So no disasters? It's all been pretty smooth?
The biggest disaster was the first day when the 2 coffee carts that we've ordered 2 years ago didn't turn up.
Oh,
and still haven't.
Needs their coffee.
They were all hanging out for coffee. And then we had our little cafe that was for people to come and buy food at. Decided they thought it was opening, they were going to provide the food on the Friday, not the Thursday. But we had a slight issue with our other catering, so we ended up giving everybody free lunch and free food and new coffee carts, and everybody was happy.
Yeah, you can work around those things, eh?
Yeah.
So you've managed to keep everything sort of running smoothly.
On the surface, it looks like it's run exceptionally smoothly.
Your duck feet are paddling madly below the surface.
Oh, the first couple of days, there's things you find out, like the school's got lifts, so that's why we chose it. We did not know they're locked during the day. And we
so the
cannot
school kids
unlock
can't
them.
play in them, I guess.
Correct.
Oh, darn.
So we can get people up and down in the morning and at night, but they have to use the stairs otherwise.
Which is a bit tricky for some.
For some, yeah. But otherwise, it's gone really well.
And the weather, unfortunately, hasn't been brilliant.
Oh, the weather's been shocking.
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah.
The first day,
Great.
Yeah.
We had 21 degrees on the Wednesday when we were setting up.
Yeah.
And the Tuesday, and then it just packed in and it's rained for the next 4.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Yeah.
But then again, I have walked to and from my accommodation, and it has never been raining that hard that I haven't.
No, and I think at the carnival night when everybody was standing out in the rain getting food from the gourmet food trucks, nobody complained.
Yeah.
So they're happy.
Well, it was such a great atmosphere, the carnival.
Oh.
I think that was a real success.
Yeah. It was something different. A sit-down dinner, I think, has done its day. And so we needed to come up with something new, and it was hugely successful. And at the closing tonight, we will have rollicking entertainment again, so watch the space.
Yeah, so for those who weren't at Symposium, the carnival was kind of like a circus.
It was a circus, and we had pole dancing, we had straitjackets, we had juggling, acrobatics, we had all sorts. We had sideshows. We gave away over 700 prizes that night to people attending, including some major prizes. So somebody won a cutting table, and people won baskets.
Fabulous.
We valued at about $350 each worth of product.
Wow.
So, no, huge success.
Yeah, and then we had the food carts. So we had
the gourmet food carts, and the food was superb.
It was, So well done to them too.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you would like to say as convener?
I would just like to say a big thank you to my committee and their subcommittees. and all the people at Christchurch Quilters and the Canterbury Patchwork and Quilting Guild who have made this a success, as well as all our sponsors, particularly Bernina, who without this cannot make it happen. They normally supply 225 machines. We've had a huge number of hires and they've ended up bringing 300. So they've done a massive job shifting around classes each night.
How many classes are there?
We've got 56 tutors and we've run on average 46 classes a day.
46 classes a day?
Yep.
Wow, okay. And then we've had how many lectures?
7 lectures.
7 lectures.
Exhibitions in 4 venues.
The opening ceremony?
Opening ceremony, the carnival night, 3 happy hours, the closing tonight, and the Merchants Mall.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I think it has been one of the best symposiums that I've attended. This is my 5th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you get my vote.
Thank you. It's just been happy, and that's the key. Everyone seems happy.
Awesome. You've been listening to the New Zealand Quilt Show. I'm your host, Charlotte Scott. Please visit my blog, theslightlymadquiltlady.blogspot.com, for show notes for this episode and any more information you might need. Email me, theslightlymadquiltlady@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, so please don't be shy. And the music for this podcast is Crunk Night by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.